In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing my most recent zero drop shoe purchase, and that is the very minimalist VIVOBAREFOOT Sensus in olive green. As always, I'll be running through the general characteristics of them, where I purchased them from, how much they cost, the inspiration behind the design of them, and all that kind of good stuff, but most importantly, what they feel like on my feet. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me. So if you're new here, my name is Meg, welcome to Red Curl Vegan. If you're already subscribed, then you might be familiar with a number of barefoot shoe videos already on my channel. I'm very passionate about wearing minimalist or zero drop footwear. I'm super excited about today's video because this isn't a style that I would usually go for, so I'm really looking forward to sharing all about them with you. I also haven't filmed a barefoot shoe review video in quite some time, so I'm hoping that my camera nerves hold up, and if you do enjoy the contents of this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate your support. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so the VIVOBAREFOOT Sensus in olive green. Now, if you are familiar with my channel, then you may already have an idea as to where I purchased these from. As usual, I got these from the Revivo website. So Revivo is a sister company to VIVOBAREFOOT, which I've talked a lot about on my channel already. I definitely recommend you go and check out those videos where I go into more detail about what they do. But basically they refurbish or repair or refresh shoes that have been returned by customers that were no longer wanted, and then they sell them on at a discounted price. They also take on discontinued lines or old models from the new main VIVOBAREFOOT website and sell those on at a discounted price as well. So the Sensus currently comes in 3 colours. These olive green ones, they also have a tan pair, and they also have a limestone colour as well, which is like an off-white. I had a look on VIVOBAREFOOT's main new website, and they are still selling the tan and the limestone colour, but they don't have the green ones on there. On Revivo they have all 3 colours, but as always with Revivo, if you're familiar with them, you do have to sort of keep looking quite regularly to hopefully come across your size. They don't always have every size available. So they seem like a fairly recent style and model to me. I will go into detail about the sort of inspiration behind the design of them, but I am quite surprised to still see them on the new Barefoot website, but also on Revivo as well. So not quite sure what the reasoning behind that is. Maybe they're making space for a 2.0 version of the model. But yes, so Revivo, I'm not sure whether I already said this, but they grade their shoes in 4 different categories, so good, great, excellent and never worn. These were purchased in an excellent condition, so basically the one but best condition that you can get, and I am very happy with the condition of them. They definitely are in excellent condition, and these cost me £105 on their main new website, on the VIVOBAREFOOT website. They are still selling them at £140, so £35 reduction for me is pretty reasonable, and £105 for a pair of barefoot shoes, particularly VIVOBAREFOOT shoes, is quite reasonable. Unfortunately, VIVOBAREFOOT shoes and barefoot shoes in general aren't very expensive, so £105 in my experience is quite reasonable. So I bought these in a UK size 6. I would say that they are true to size. I have a lot of experience with VIVOBAREFOOT shoes, and they can vary quite a lot between different models and designs, but I would say these are true to size. These aren't the type of shoes that you're going to be wearing thick socks or boot socks with, for example, because they're very, very thin, and so I would sort of say that they would just be worn either sockless or with very thin socks, or just standard socks. So I would recommend getting your usual size. I wouldn't say that you would need to size up or down. Some VIVOBAREFOOT models do require you to size up, but these are my usual UK size 6 and they fit perfectly. So on the subject of the material, I would not recommend wearing these in the rain or any sort of wet weather for that matter. Like I said earlier about the sort of thickness of socks that you'd wear with them, or even sockless, these are more a spring summer shoe in my opinion, or a dry climate, dry condition sort of shoe, because hopefully you can see on camera here the arch bit really dips quite significantly. The sole doesn't come out to the edge, which is a good thing because it's allowing your foot to move freely, but it does mean that the material would literally be to the ground. I hope that you can see what I mean. So the upper material, whereas the outsole is very close to the ground and very, very thin. So yeah, I think they'd sort of get quite wrecked in the rain. Moving on to the characteristics, the structure of them, I do have the Vivo Barefoot website up here on my laptop in front of me, and because I do get anxious when I'm filming, I prefer to just briefly read off their own description of them, just so that you get an accurate idea rather than me messing it up. So they're introducing their most barefoot feeling lifestyle creation yet, inspired by ancient indigenous moccasins. The Sensus quite literally fits like a glove, I agree, with design cues taken from traditional glove making and textures that draw from Kenya's Rift Valley, home of the earliest recorded human footprint. The Sensus invites you to feel with every one of your senses. So crafted for closeness, modern footwear inspired by ancestral wisdom, which I think is quite fascinating. Feel the past, wear the future, and embrace the ultimate barefoot experience. The minimalist amount of material involved in the overall construction of these shoes is really quite amazing. So they have a photo, or it's not really a diagram, it's more of a sort of detailed photo on their website. I will link Vivo Barefoot and Revivo's website in the description box down below, but it sort of shows the shoe finished product like so, and then it details each individual element that has created the shoe, which is very, very minimalist, barely any elements at all really, if you think about it. It's sort of in effect one whole piece of fabric, and I think that's sort of the idea behind the traditionalism of them. So the stitching is very sort of artisanal, very traditional, authentic. This outsole rises here up the top of the ankle, which I really, really like. The emblems or the logos, you can't really see them very much. They're sort of engraved into the material, which I personally really like. Green is my favourite colour, so I love the fact that they've also got khaki green laces. In terms of their comfort, I haven't had the opportunity to wear these outdoors yet. Like I said earlier, I've only just got them in the post, but they are without a doubt the most flexible, thinnest and lightweight pair that I've ever owned. Like I briefly mentioned earlier, I have fully transitioned now to barefoot shoes in over 2 years now. I think it's been since I haven't worn any conventional shoes, and I have purchased quite a lot of pairs of Vivo barefoot shoes over the years. I own 8 pairs of Vivos at the moment, and I've probably purchased a good dozen pairs as well that I've returned. So I have a lot of experience in terms of different models and designs and how they vary in terms of comfort and structure, and I thought the sort of novelty had worn off in the first sort of year of wearing barefoot shoes. My very earlier videos, I was amazed by how lightweight they were, and I would praise the bejesus out of them as to how flexible and unbelievable they were. But of course, once you get used to them, it just becomes the norm. So obviously transitioning over from conventional shoes, it's all very exciting in the beginning, but then it sort of just becomes a general way of daily life. However, even though I have all those years experience now with Vivos and I've fully transitioned, these are still the lightest pair I've ever owned. So in terms of the style of these, to give you an idea, if you aren't familiar with Vivos or the Revivo website, they have a shoe called the Ababa, I think it's pronounced, and the Adis. And I have owned the Adis in green, which I've reviewed on my channel already. It was actually a junior size UK 6, and over time I just sort of started to feel that they were a little bit too small. They weren't an adult size, so to be fair, I was quite lucky that I even managed to get away with that in the first place. But yeah, as I've sort of gone over the years of wearing barefoot shoes exclusively, my toe position has slightly changed, which is a good thing, which was the hope behind the whole journey and transition. And so I moved those on by selling them secondhand on eBay. So I don't have that green pair anymore, and I was really looking for a replacement that would be a better fit and would give my toes more space, basically. So the Adis and the Ababa, if they had a child, it would be these. Basically, this is a cross between the Ababa, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and the Adis. So they have the same soles, which are really quirky and unique, where you've got the sort of outline of the toes here and sort of how the shape of the soles of our feet should be, and then the outsole also comes up here at the back, which is the same with the ababa and the addies. The green addies that I had a not very nice yellow sole, so I'm very grateful for this more neutral sort of gum coloured sole. But yes, if the ababa and the addies had a child, it would look like this. It's basically the ababa with laces. So if that's the sort of style that you're interested in, sort of quirky, unconventional, rustic, very, very, very minimalist look, but you want that maybe sort of more pump sneaker style just because of the laces, and maybe that is just a look that you prefer, which is the case for me, then I definitely recommend the Sensus. So I have purchased a number of ababas, but unfortunately I never got on with them. I really wanted them to work because I think they look so unconventional and very back to roots almost, but unfortunately I just never got on with them. I found that the material here sort of dug in, and that slip-on style isn't really a style that I like. So to be able to find pretty much an ababa with laces is amazing, I must be honest. These are so comfortable, I can't quite believe it. I will say I'm 99% certain I'm going to keep them. So as I mentioned earlier, barefoot shoes are very expensive, and I'm not in a financial position to just sort of make reckless barefoot shoe purchases. They have to really tick a lot of boxes, and they have to pretty much be perfect in order for me to keep them. I own very few pairs of shoes now compared to what I did 5 years ago. So yeah, they have to sort of meet my needs really to warrant spending the money on them and keeping them, if that makes sense. And if ever I acquire a pair that's very similar to a pair that I already have, for example, then I sell them on eBay second hand. They do sell quite easily, which is good, and I've already done that with quite a few pairs that I've reviewed on my channel. So yes, I was really looking for a green pair that I could replace the Addies with. Really pleased that I found these. The comfort of them is astonishing. They don't have any insoles, so like I said earlier, it is almost like just one single sheet of fabric in a way. I'm not sure how to explain it. That's got very minimalist stitching. They're just really awesome. They feel like you're just wearing socks. So I haven't had the opportunity to wear them outside, but I know for a fact that they're going to be super comfortable. They're going to provide an enormous sensory feedback experience, that's for sure, and a feeling of being as close to the ground as pretty much you could get. I mean, I show you the flexibility is pretty unreal. Roll them up like that. I mean, you can do this with most Vivo barefoot shoes. You should be able to. That's sort of the point of them. But I will say that that is the thinnest pair I've ever owned so far. There's no digging, there's no rubbing anywhere. They just feel almost more comfortable than the house slippers that I used to own, you know, in a previous life. It's like wearing socks basically. Even down the middle, the insole folds, or the outsole, sorry, folds really well. Yeah, no insole. I mean, you could put an insole in them if you wanted, I guess. I don't know whether they've missed that out intentionally or that is how they're supposed to be. I won't bother with an insole because I'm really passionate about, you know, how thin and close to the ground they are. Nice wide toe box, which is exactly what you want. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. Like I say, 99% sure I'm going to keep them. They are a particular colour that I've been looking for a very long time. They're quite quirky. I think they're very unconventional looking, but then they've sort of got that modern sneaker twist slightly because of the laces. Ultra comfortable. They go with everything in my wardrobe. And yeah, I'm really happy with them. So like I said, I'll link I'll link the Vivo Barefoot and the Revivo website down in the description box. So I would recommend you go and check them out, read up on them, see what you think. If green is your thing and that's the colour that you would prefer, then you'll have to opt for Revivo and you may have to wait for your size. But yeah, I think I've covered everything. So £105, second hand, excellent condition, and they are in excellent condition. Really happy with them. Olive green, UK size 6, they're true to size, they're leather, very minimalist, the most flexible pair I've owned so far. Super lightweight, very comfortable. I wouldn't wear them in the rain. The Addis and the Ababa child. Yeah, so I think I've pretty much covered everything. So I really do hope that you found this video helpful and that you enjoyed it. I appreciate your patience if you got right to the end and my camera nerves didn't put you off. I'm really grateful for your support as a small content creator. I can't tell you how much it means. As somebody who suffers from very bad anxiety, it means a lot to me when you join the little red curl vegan community and that my videos can help you. So if you did enjoy the contents of this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new upcoming videos from me, and also hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. I will be making other healthy foot related videos soon. I'm hoping to make a toe sock video next with various different brands, which is something I was going to do about 6 months ago, and unfortunately life got involved and I just couldn't make the video. So yes, I'm hoping that toe socks is going to be my next video, so stay tuned for that one. In the meantime, take care and stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.